Welcome to the demo of the 24C feature, Execute Production at a Workstation and Automate Resource Transactions. Production operators can now execute work order operations at a workstation. A workstation is the physical location which can be a combination of machines or a workbench. With this update, you can see all the required information for executing a work order operation in one place, monitor work order operation progress against production targets, and track the time an operator spends at a workstation, as all check-ins, checkouts, and execution times are recorded. Accessing production execution capabilities through a single user interface provides operators a smooth and intuitive digital experience which helps them focus on their manufacturing tasks. This demo shows how you can launch Execute Production at a Workstation tasks in Work Execution work area, select a workstation and check into it, scan or enter a work order, select a work order operation to execute at the workstation, view the details of the work order operation, start the work order operation execution, scan a serial number if the operation is serial tracked, report operation progress as completion quantities or rejection quantities, view progress and current target based on cycle time for a work order operation, report a production exception during work order operation execution, stop the work order operation execution, and view automated resource transactions that were submitted for the work order operation. I am navigating to the Execute Production at a Workstation task in Work Execution work area. I can scan or select the workstation where I will be executing my work order operations. The system remembers the workstation selection made on the client browser so that the next time an operator launches this task, they will be taken directly to the workstation check-in page. I check into the workstation by clicking on Check-in. Here are some things to note for checking into a workstation. A user can be checked into only one workstation at any given time, and conversely, only one user can be checked into a workstation at any given time. To enforce these rules, appropriate banner messages are displayed to the user in the workstation check-in screen. Only a supervisor or a user with the privilege override existing check-in of an operator at a workstation can check out an already checked-in operator and make the workstation available for other operators. Coming back to the demo, I am checked into the workstation and presented with a page showing the workstation details. Here, the focus is to scan and begin execution of work order operations. Additionally, I can view the list of production exceptions reported from the workstation and their statuses, notes submitted by operators who were previously checked into the workstation, and view the list of equipment assigned to the workstation. Notice that the workstation is currently in idle status. There are three possible statuses for a workstation: idle, in use, and down. I am now ready to start executing work order operations. I can scan or select a work order. The workstation is a part of a work center. Work orders containing operations with ready quantities that are associated with this work center can be selected. If there are multiple operations in a work order for the same work center, then the list of operations is also presented. I select a work order and am presented with the details of the work order operation. Here, I can view the attachments for the operation, production exceptions associated with the work order operation resources of type equipment, and other details of the work order such as the work order descriptive flex fields. I click on Start to begin execution of the work order operation. This is the page where I view and report progress. On the right panel, I can report production exceptions, view existing exceptions for the work order, look at the details for the work order operation such as item, ready quantity, operation attachments, and equipment at workstation. Also notice that the workstation status now is set to in use. Since this is a serial tracked operation, I scan or select a serial number and work on it. Once I have completed that particular serial number, I can report completion or rejection of it. In case the operation was not serial tracked, I would be presented with fields to enter completion or rejection quantities. Now coming back to our work order operation. On this page, notice the cycle time, setup time, and the current target fields here. The operation cycle time is computed as the sum of the maximum of all usage rates for operation resource sequences whose basis is set as variable. Similarly, the operation setup time is computed as the sum of maximum of all usage rates for operation resource sequences whose basis is set as fixed. The current target is the quantity a user should have produced based on the execution time elapsed, setup time, and the cycle time of the operation. It is important to note that the UOM set in the profile R unit of measure and the resource must belong to the UOM class specified in the profile, default service duration class. We recommend that you set this profile to a UOM class that represents units of measure for time. I can pause and resume my work at any time during the execution. I encounter an issue during execution and decide to notify my supervisor and get help by clicking on Report Exception, selecting the appropriate type, entering the details, and submitting it. If the issue is critical, I can optionally set the workstation status to down. The exception was reported and its status can be viewed in the Reported Exceptions section. When I exhaust the ready quantities in the work order operation, or when I'm done with the work order operation execution, I click on Done. At this point, resource transactions would be reported for work order operation resources whose charge type is set to manual. Resource usage would be the actual time spent executing an operation. It is calculated as the time elapsed between start and end minus the pause time. If you want to report the checked-in user's actual time spent executing a work order operation as a labor resource transaction, then configure production operator as a labor resource instance belonging to the work center that the workstation is part of. After I am done executing all my work order operations at the workstation, I can check out from it by clicking on Checkout. In the work order's production transaction history, we can see the resource transactions that were automatically submitted after we completed execution at the workstation. Notice that the quantity charged is the actual time spent during execution. This concludes the demo for this feature. To learn more about workstations and execution at workstations, watch the demo video for Create, Edit, and Search for Workstations and Create shift notes during work execution at a workstation for operator handoff feature. Thank you.